Alice Walker, the radical feminist novelist who's been active with human rights and women's rights for decades. Again, not saying you have to agree with her or even like her. She's taken some very controversial stances, especially being very pro-Castro, which, even though I am on the left and identify as a person of color, I'm Central American, I find a little questionable. I can understand why she did those things, and I do respect her. I've actually done quite a little bit of research on her. She likes JK Rowling, which apparently, if you do nowadays, makes you Hitler. But really, her very alarming stance was she's a little concerned that some of this trans activism may be harming women, and that immediately got her canceled by some alleged people with the Mary Sue on Twitter and other places now accusing her of, yes, anti-Semitism and being part of a white supremacist ideology. Okay, well, as someone who's actually studied Hitler, Nazism, fascism, and yes, anti-Semitism for decades, these people are just idiots and nutcases and just so stupid, and the evidence presented is insanely thin, and really there's nothing there. Is black anti-Semitism a real issue? I think so. There is definitely a segment of the black community which is, to put it mildly, very paranoid or suspicious of Jewish people. Sometimes anti-Semitism, a la Louis Farrakhan, or even, it pains me to say this, but Malcolm X. I do think Malcolm X legitimately was anti-Semitic in some ways. Though again, Malcolm was rethinking his positions before he died. Is Alice Walker even within that range? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. You look at the vast majority of her writings, public speeches, I've found no evidence she's an anti-Semite. You're not making any sense. So really it's the fact that she likes JK, stood up for her free speech rights, so that makes her the enemy apparently. And the closest I could find for this evidence of anti-Semitism is she read a book by someone possibly who is anti-Semitic. She's not endorsing the book, she just said, oh, it's an interesting book. And she vaguely talks about globalists. And people are like, well, globalists is just a dog whistle for Jews. I agree, often globalist is a dog whistle for the Jews. But sometimes globalist can just mean globalist. She read a book, she talks about globalists. Now, I do agree that getting into conspiracy theories is problematic. And oftentimes, yes, conspiracy theories involve Jews. How are we getting to white supremacy? How are we getting to Hitler? What does this have to do with JK Rowling? Anti-Semitic imagery in the JK Rowling books. Apparently, Alice Walker was not aware of this or is not sensitive enough about that. I would agree there. That doesn't make you Hitler. That doesn't make you a white supremacist. That may make you a little insensitive about certain issues with the Jews. I do think anti-Semitism is seriously a problem with the left, even with feminists or with black people. But Alice Walker, we're now comparing Alice Walker to Hitler. This is just so beyond crazy and stupid. I don't know where to even begin. All I can say is there's definitely now a massive, it's not small, it's a massive segment of trans people and these alleged trans activists. They're just dumb. No real legitimacy. They're just flinging these terms like crazy. White supremacy, bigotry, anti-Semitism. They haven't done any serious research, and the evidence presented is so weak. As someone who gets routinely accused of, you're calling everyone Hitler, you're calling everyone a racist, I can say for the record, I don't consider Alice Walker a serious anti-Semite. I don't consider her a Nazi. I don't consider her the new Hitler. She's not George Lincoln Rockwell. She's not William Pierce. She's not saying Picasso's a Jew. She's not positing these weird conspiracy theories with Jews every single day. She's just not doing that. She's not part of the American Nazi Party. She's not even part of the Nation of Islam. You're just being stupid. You've just lost any real credibility with so many people. So, but keep going, because nowadays, who's next? Who's going to be the next Hitler? Barney? Big Bird? It's just getting really, really stupid, unfortunately.